Well, yeah, we got Martin Nguyen back on SCMP martial arts. It's been a while, Martin, since we've spoken to you. I think it was February, I want to say. Or was it March?
March, yeah.
March, yeah. You fought just before 1X, just before the big return of fans to Singapore Indoor Stadium. And now the fans are back again, and you're back. 1 on Prime Video, 2 against Ilya Freymanov. How is everything going leading up to this one?
Yeah, good, man. I feel good. I feel great. Can't wait to fight in front of a crowd again. Man, everything has just been well when it came to training camp and mind, body, spirit.
I'm trying to think when you in front of fans. Was it Manila against Kyoji Horiguchi? No, not Kyoji. Yeah. That's embarrassing.
There was a small crowd, I think, when I fought. I can't remember. It was my title loss against Tan Lee. It was like maybe 50 people in the crowd, something like that. Yeah, it was very tiny. But in terms of a sold-out arena again, it was the last time was Kiyomi Matsushima.
Yeah, Kiyomi, who we're now seeing in Road to UFC as well. But you're still here. You're still chasing that featherweight title, aren't you? And I think a win here would place you very close, maybe even get you that next title shot now that Tang Kai beat Tan Lei. What do you think?
I think you're not far off there, man. I think a win over Ilya Freymanov kind of makes sense. Me fighting for the title, two guys ahead of me in the rankings, they just come off losses. So, what more would they want to get a rematch with Tang Kai, who's the champion right now, but who's someone that Tang Kai hasn't fought? That's God willing, he's on a winning streak, so it makes sense.
I think it makes sense. And do you think you need to make a statement, though? Make a big knockout, something like that, a big finish that would get the job done?
No, I just need a win, regardless of whether it be by knockout, submission, or decision. I just need a win. I just need to make sure that I do everything right in my hands and my power to make sure it's decisively swinging my way and go from there.
Yeah, we saw against Kirill Gorobets, your last fight, you had a much more patient approach, I think, and you admitted afterwards, you try not to be as gung-ho as we saw you maybe against Kim Jae-young and against Tan Lei. Is that the plan then, to keep this new patient style?
Of course, it's how I've always approached every single fight, and when it comes to adapting to every situation, that's what I'm good at, reading the situation and going with the flow and making sure I do whatever it takes in my hands to win. But in those 2 consecutive losses, it was just more of the fact that I just wanted to force a knockout. I wanted to force the finish and wanted to force the fight to be finished, and didn't end up my way. So we know what we learn, man.
Definitely. And it's another unknown to the fans, at least, Ilya Freymanov, and like your last opponent, Kirill, I think a newcomer. Is it been a bit more difficult to kind of study this guy, or have you been able to find enough tape on him?
I don't really know much about him. I know he's 10-1. You can't have 10 flukes in your career, so he's somewhat very, very good, very professional, and my hardest fight to date. So I'm just going to make sure I'm on point and do whatever it takes to get that win.
Who's with you out there? I messaged Ong La, asked him if he was coming. He's got his own fight next month, he said, so he's not going. But
come here. I got my coach. We're still trying to figure out who he is.
How's it going?
How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Give us what's Martin going to do then? How confident are you, coach?
Oh, very confident. We're trying hard for it. One of the best coaches. We'll do the work and you'll see it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, all that's left to be said then. What can the fans expect to see from you, Martin? You're always a fan favorite, I think, with your style. So tell us what's going to happen.
I think just my fighting style alone puts everyone on the edge of their seats. Whether I'm winning or whether I'm losing, it's always exciting. And, if the finish comes and it works in my favor, then, that's the reason why people watch me. But, yeah, either way, we're going to go out there and try to get the win and get that title shot. God willing.
Yeah, I forgot I was going to ask you as well. There was big news that we broke on SCMP that Eddie Alvarez is no longer with one. And I know that you had called for a fight with Eddie. You wanted to welcome him to featherweight. There was rumors he might be coming down. Disappointed not to get that chance?
Yeah, but I'm not going to stress over that, man. We have mutual coaches and just keep it respectful on my behalf anyway. But it was a fight that I really wanted, and if the rumors were true that he was coming down, then obviously I was the fight to put my hand up. But yeah, obviously it didn't happen, so I'm not going to dwell in the past and move on to the future now.
Well, yeah, were you a little surprised to see him go? He came in when you were on top as well, and you were both, some of the biggest stars in one, and now one. Do you think one have lost one of their biggest stars, or is there enough future talent coming through, and you're back on the rise again? Do you think it's not going to hurt the product?
I think one breaking into the US, losing Eddie Alvarez would be somewhat. It would hurt. It would hurt, obviously, but just going off record-wise and facts, Eddie Alvarez it wasn't really crash hot when he came over. So he had one win, which he was losing up until that win. So yeah, like he had his chance to compete against the best in one championship, and one championship I feel got what they want out of him, and we can still hang with the very best, and we are considered the very best. So yeah, on to the next.
Yeah, and is it kind of motivation for you to really grasp that brass ring again and become one of the leading names in the organization again? Like, how much do you really want to get back to the top spot? It was a couple of difficult years for you, but you're back on the winning streak now.
Yeah, it doesn't really faze me, man. All I gotta do is just prove it to myself that I can hang with the best, and that's the whole motivation right there. I don't need to prove to the world that I'm the best and titles this and accolades that. I just need to prove to myself that, at 33 years old, I can still hang with all these young guns and be in the sport with one championship, almost 10 plus years. So, yeah, just always grateful no matter what.
Yeah. I think you signed a 10-year contract, didn't you, a few years ago? You still see your future with this company?
Not 10 years.
Oh, sorry, 10 fights, yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm still happy about that. And as I said, I'll always be with one championship, because they're the one that gave me an opportunity, and they're the ones that have helped me establish who I am, and helped me establish the financial side for my family. So I'm always grateful for that.
Yeah, and I know how important your family is to you, and I believe you've done this camp again in Australia. Is that right? Is it different? Is it more easy for you to being close to your family? I know you had a lot of camps in Florida, and then a lot of those fights fell through. Is this a kind of more beneficial thing for you?
No, look, the whole ideal was to go to Florida for 4 weeks, train under Henry and the coaches and my teammates over there, come back, finish off the camp in Australia. But I wasn't going to go over there without having a signed contract and an opponent in mind. Although I was told that I was fighting October 1st, they were still looking for an opponent, and time was ticking, and it came down to like almost just about maybe 4 weeks left to go, and they go, okay, we found somebody. And I had kind of 4 weeks to prepare for his type of style, but that doesn't faze me. I just didn't want to travel over there with 4 weeks to go and then come back and then climatize, and then, yeah, it was just too much of a burden. So we just put it on the back burner for this fight, and for sure, when I get more notice and I get a set opponent, then yeah, I'll be heading over back to Florida for 4 or 5 weeks there, and then coming back and finishing off the camp.
All right, sounds like a good setup. All right, Martin Nguyen, can't wait to see you again in action. Great to catch up with you, and yeah, hopefully I'm going to be there to watch this fight against Ilya Freymanov.
Hopefully you get that passport, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it'd be good to catch up in person. But all the best and good luck.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.